Happy Friday, everyone. Hope everyone is well. Welcome to Strike Whilst the Iron's Hot. It's hey, I have to give it to Shugsy that literally coined the phrase, and I'm thinking, you know what, let's kind of run with it. My name is Tabriz, the best grassroots centre back you'll ever see in the universe. And like with
What? Why you stop me? I'm
no,
just like doing me. I
no, but
don't.
like
I
you,
don't.
no, but like you. Hold on, but you shook your head when I said universe, like as if that's not
I,
true.
no, it's just that it's something you can't prove or disprove. So I just felt like you could at least put it like the best in, I don't know, Soweto or something like that. I don't know. Something we can prove.
No, but like it's like
Universe.
when He-Man says, no, hold on. It's like when He-Man says, Masters of the Universe. Like, what is I'm saying? Like, so like if He-Man can say
But
universe, why can't I say universe?
yeah, but we're not gonna go with this blonde fictional character, are we? We're trying to keep things real. This is what this show's about, keeping it real. So,
As I
universe,
said before, my name is Tabriz, the best grassroots centre back in the universe. Thank you guys for tuning in. Happy Friday. It's
I
been
like that.
a beautiful, beautiful day. I have my host, it's not
Co-host,
host, Shugsy. How you doing, sir?
I'm good out here, man. Life is good. I give all glory to the Most High. That's about it. I'm good to
Mm,
go.
And again,
Question,
go on.
question.
Mhm.
What happened? Did you
I
make that?
just felt, you know what? Listen, I just felt that it was just time for me just to kind of like get it off. I mean, like I'm not like you. I can actually grow it, within a few days. So
Wow.
literally, I have.
Oh, shots fired, yeah?
Listen. I have, literally, I can shave everything off, and again, like you can see, like the stubble coming back.
Mm.
Give it this time next week, and like it be, where it was before I shaved off. But like see after a while, then I got to groom it, and then when I'm eating and I'm walking around, I got crumbs in my face, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just shave it off. New start, new like
Crumbs in your
beginning.
face.
Yeah, I mean, so
I
yeah.
can't relate with that, to be honest.
No, well, I mean,
I
like
was
you,
I,
I
I
mean,
was taught how to use a knife and fork from day dot. So
uh,
you know what I'm saying?
how was your week so far, Shugs?
Yeah, man, it was good. Still, you know what? One thing with me, I'm a summer baby. So when the sun's out, I'm about that life. You know what I'm saying? My personality grows within the sun. It retracts in the winter. So yeah, I'm good, man. You know what I'm
Good
saying?
stuff. Good stuff. And again, thank you to everyone that's watching live and also on replay. Please like and subscribe to the Amateur Football channel where we have these type of interviews. I talk to ex-pros, grassroots managers, players, and like we can talk, mostly about vets, but we can do a broad and like topics. So please click that subscribe button. So this show, this episode, should I say, there's a few topics that we'll be talking about. We'll be talking about how Shugs and I actually met, which a lot of people actually do not know. We'll be talking about the London Cup Vets final, which is happening tomorrow. That's Charcoal versus West Fulham. We'll be talking about if having a Super Cup or a Super Vets League, is that a good thing for the league? Pros and cons. And also we'll be talking about next season. Getting what our kind of motivations are, and our hopes and aspirations. So again, thank you for everyone that's watching live and also on repeat. So let's go straight into it. How we met. Shugs, do you like? Do you want to give
Yeah.
them that story, like as in at the
Okay.
back?
Yeah. Let me give you that little story. Well, cut long story short, for those that didn't know that before I joined Independent, I was with Lambeth All Stars second team. Now, what had actually happened was Lambeth All Stars had one team, but many players. So a lot of players weren't actually getting any game time. Um, and it created like a frustration within the squad of certain players weren't playing any games. So uh, a few of the players basically spoke to one of the coaches, Roger Sewell, and basically said, "Look, we're gonna leave if we ain't getting games." So he decided he's like a man of the people, you know what I'm saying? And he decided to create a second team, and it was predominantly his young players. And what had happened was they were very talented, but they lost a lot of games silly, like just silly results. And he decided to bring in some vet players, some older players to mold the team together, guys that understood the game.
Like Tony, like I don't know, because Tony was playing in that game.
Oh, Tony Rudder,
yeah, I know him.
You know him. Okay, yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah,
that's my guy. The ageless genetic freak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's right. He was, and yeah. So he got a few of us in to kind of be like the kind of what they call it, the spine of the team to a degree. And what had actually happened was all our defenders that particular season that we're going to deal with. Actually, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, so when they called me, they actually got me out of retirement. I was retired. I just didn't want to play football. And then kind of like spoke to a friend, said, "Look, I'm putting on too much weight here. Or I think I want to kick ball." And he was like, "Yo, you know, Roger's got the second team that he needs players." And Roger was like, "Yo, you need to come play. If I'd known that you was out of retirement, I would have got you from the start of the season." Anyway, played. It took a while to recondition yourself and get yourself back into that kind of football. And also playing with youngsters, you have to get their respect. Youngsters don't have respect for you until you show them on the pitch. You can tell them everything that's right, they won't listen. So obviously I had to earn my way into the team. Now, going on to, I think, the third season, we had a bad injury to two of our defenders in pre-season. And all the other defenders were either left or just, I don't know what happened to them. So we had about 6 strikers, no defenders. So being the player I am, which is everyone says play where it's needed, I became a centre back, which I thought was going to be for a couple of games. It actually became the whole season. And it was me and an attacking midfielder named Ben, who's about 5'4". Yeah, I'm 5'9" for those that don't know. We were the centre backs, so we had to use more of our intelligence, game intelligence, than our height or anything like that. So the idea was I would go up for headers because I'm very good in the air, and basically go for the challenges, any physicality, speed. I would be that guy, and Ben would just be the guy that he was known for a nutmeg. So he had to always get a nutmeg in, even if it was at the back. And he would just be the guy that kind of played more like a sweeper, just clearing up and just doing some nice little connection between defense and midfield. So yeah, so we're playing this game now at Wimbledon Connections.
Wimbledon Extensions.
Extensions, there you go, Extensions.
And it was a cup game.
And it was a cup game against one of Wimbledon Town, one of their teams. Now, at that point, I hadn't heard of Wimbledon Town, but a few players in my team said they have a lot of good sides. They're really good. They're really competitive. So going into that game, we knew it was going to be a tough game. And I remember it was quite muddy. It wasn't the best conditions. And I had to do my thing. Now, I'm one of those, I don't know how many of you are watching that know football, but I was like a Matip. I don't know if you see Matip for Liverpool. He likes to get the ball from defense and drive and attack. That's what I was doing. I don't know what you're hating for. You know what I'm saying? Just because I would have shown you how to defend doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying, that you can hate. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so so that's what I was known for, these long runs, yeah? Because the striker in me, you can move the striker out of defense, but you can't take the striker out of the defender. So this particular game, I did a couple of those moves, and I felt like everyone on the other side knew me because I didn't know them. Because what was happening was when I was doing these maneuvers, they were systematically, and I have to use that word systematically, as we say in football, chopping me down. Like the amount of times I heard their players chop me down and say, sorry, mate, picking me up. I'm looking at the ref. The ref, no word of lie, booked about 4 or 5 of their players for fouls on me, the centre back. Not even the centre forward or the tricky attacking midfielder. The centre back shot me down. And yeah, we lost that game, which I'm sure someone's going to want to talk about. We lost that game, but I just felt like I felt like I was being personally attacked. At this point, I'm going to pass over to my co-host, who I didn't realize was on the other side of the playing for the opposition or with the opposition. Over to you, sir.
So so we kind of had a cup game. So
can you give us the background of Can you give us your background with Wimbledon as well?
Okay, so I've been playing for Wimbledon Town now for 4 or 5 years or so, and they've got 2 teams. So they're the A team and the B team, and I was kind of playing for the A's. But again, with kind of commitments and I couldn't attend training. It was not easier, but I was kind of talking to the chairwoman, and she said, "Look, Tabriz, I think the B team will need you more, with your experience and whatnot." I'm like, cool, you know what? That's kind of absolutely fine. So I was kind of playing, and our results were up and down. But there was a cup game, and we got drawn against Lambeth All Stars. So of course, at the time, well, not even at the time, even now, the name Lambeth All Stars can, I'd say, well, not strike fear, but again, it's a very powerful name. But we realized that we were playing the reserves anyway. Now, so the manager at the time couldn't make the game. So and I think someone mentioned, I can't remember how the conversation came. It must have been the chairwoman. She's like, Tabriz, I know that you've had managerial experience. Would you mind taking control of the kind of manager position for this game? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I can. I can kind of do that. So I kind of had my own way that I felt that the team should be playing, and I literally moved a few players around because I felt our right back had so much energy. Put me in the center of the park, and I kind of changed a few things around. And again, hey, we are talking about a Lambeth team, a very proud, established team. So before the game, I said to everyone, I said, look, this is.
By the way, this guy's gonna show you how shameless he is. By the way, he's about to tell you how shameless he is. Back on.
Wow. So again, this is literally where my managerial experience comes into play. Again, I'm kind of analyzing the whole team and literally how people are playing, and also I'm thinking, well, this is kind of Lambeth All Stars. They're gonna have some very tricky players and whatnot. So what I kind of said to the players before the game, they didn't actually tell it was a couple of days before. Actually, it was a couple of days before. So I named the team a couple of days before, and I said to everyone in the squad, I says, look, what I want you guys to do, because I know that you guys can actually play like football, but do not be scared of the opposition. So this is my gift to you guys. Go in and be rough them up, and again, do it in a fair way. And any yellow cards that you guys have, it's on me. I will pay for anyone's yellow card. And everyone looked at me like, are you for real? I said, no, trust me. Anyone's yellow card, I will pay for. A red, then that's your own business. But for a yellow, because again, we're playing grassroots. Referees are not gonna, they're not gonna book everyone. So anyway, so literally that That was the whole premise. And literally, what I kind of said to, because we were playing with a forward three, and and literally not a wide forward three, a very narrow. So we had literally 3 centre forwards, and I kind of told the one in the middle to literally stay in between the 2 centre backs, and the 2 people beside him to go in between the full backs and the centre backs. So then, to really kind of cause a little bit of mayhem. And again, I told them to not defend. I said, whatever you do, make sure that you 3 are just there. And yeah, literally that was my tactic. And I kind of explained in terms of what I wanted from the midfield trio. And yeah, I remember that day vividly because Roger was there, and I got a lot of respect for Roger. And I think it was you. I can't remember if it was your game or our game. No, I think it was your game. Actually, it was actually your game because I remember because we were training, and I think the ball went into the bushes. So Roger kept to get one of my balls, and I'm like, no, you're not getting one of our balls. Sorry, no. And literally, I looked him deadpan in the face. I'm like, no, this is your home pitch. Like, you go and get your ball. And he kind of looked at me like as if, do you know who I am? I says, yeah, I know. I'm like, no, this is your home pitch. Go on, get your ball. There was I think people don't realize when I'm on the pitch, or even when I'm managing, because I've kind of managed before, I'm very very straight laced.
You're a nasty piece of work. Yeah. You're a nasty piece of work.
Yeah. So but yeah, Marlon was playing for the opposition, and I vividly remember we kind of definitely battered the defense. My team, Wimbledon Town, won 4-0. A very convincing win. But again,
with a lot of GBH.
Well, you know what? And again, this can kind of spread it into another conversation briefly, because literally I know, you spoke about, how physical the team was, and literally that's how you remember the game. And literally sometimes you've got to win the physical battle to be allowed to play. Just to clarify,
I didn't mind the physical part of it. It's the amount of times I was hacked down, I was running through and hacked down. That's the different bit.
Of it. No, the physical.
Not physical, because it's not. They wouldn't have got yellow carded if it was allowed. It was the fact that it was never the same person. That's why we couldn't, let's say, punish in a way. It was, like I said, it was systematic fouling. This guy got his yellow. Okay, he stopped. He behaved himself. Said sorry. Then the next guy. And I'm thinking, what's going on here? I've never been kicked down that many times in a match. It literally, I guess they were targeting the person that was, because I was captain. So I guess they were, I was the captain. So I guess they were targeting the person that commanded the most influence within in the side. And obviously being a captain, you're going to have that kind of influence. So it did feel personal, and I couldn't understand.
It was personal.
Thinking, what's going on?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I said at halftime, I says, trust me, the team doesn't want it. Like I said at halftime, I says, trust me, they are now arguing, we're not playing football. You literally now done your job. Literally that's it. And I knew after 10, 15 minutes that we were gonna win the game. Honestly, I absolutely knew. And literally how I saw it, and again, it was roll on, roll off, and I was kind of, bringing people on, bringing people off. I was kind of just making sure that they were kind of okay, because again, it was a very, very physical game. And it was kind of funny how the players reacted to me afterwards. They were they kind of looked at me and said, "So are you going to be the manager now?" I said, "No."
Okay.
I was like, "No, this is, I'm a player." So literally let me kind of go back to my role, because again, being manager, again, you've got to be there every single week, and again, I couldn't guarantee that I was going to be there every week. But again, I could have used my experience, and I kind of knew, I used my know-how in terms of how I knew Wimbledon Town B would play, and again, just knowing that the name of Lambeth, we kind of had to really get stuck in, and you know what, the weather conditions helped. Because again, when people are slipping over and they're kind of putting a shoulder in or like leaving a leg
Yeah.
out, you know, like the referee can just see that, oh, someone slipped over. So yeah, we definitely use the conditions, and you know, we kind of used I'd say the physical aspects of like Sunday League football better than Lambeth Reserves. I'd like love to get your opinion about that.
I mean, just to say, really, let's be clear so people know, they were a very good side. So I'm not going to take that away from them. They were a good side. It was just that I couldn't understand what was going on. Sometimes you look around, you think, yeah, he's done it already, and it's like, no, it's not him, and it was the other guy, and then it was the other guy. So obviously, the whole point of us having older players in the team was because of that youthful kind of players that switch off or take things off the pitch in a personal way. So with Tabrice's team doing what they're doing, that would have made us implode and kind of argue with the ref, argue with each other's, because they said it's still a very young side, although they were maybe about, I'd say 3 of us were proper vets. The rest were, I think the oldest after that was about 26 at the time.
Yeah.
The rest were way under that. So you're dealing with a young side, and they're getting kicked. It's not just me was getting kicked. I'm just saying. I'm just specifically talking. I was the one that was getting the hacks that got a yellow card. To be fair, I felt like the referee started the carding a bit late, so they'd already got away with certain tackles, because you know referees don't book you after the first foul. They don't book you after the first foul.
Well, to be, you would say that though, because you was on the losing team.
No, I would say that because I damn near had to take a wheelchair home. So yeah, I would say that. I kind of got slightly smashed up. I've never been chopped down. But you know what? It was funny because we were just having a conversation not too long ago, and we would obviously, I know that Tabrice plays for Wimbledon Town. So I was talking about that particular game, and he said, I was at that game. I said, what? You was at that game? And then when he told me that not only was he at the game, he was managing that game, that he had already said he will pay for any fines, for any yellow. I was like, wait, this guy I'm calling my brother has basically put a contract out on me.
No, it was a contract on the Lambeth All Stars Reserves. And I am
them and they are I.
And you know what? Like, I make no apologies literally about that.
Even now, he can't even say, you know what? I know I was trying to win the game. Apologies for any damages that I may have caused you. If any mental scars it's left you with. He's basically, look at the guy. Guy's cold, cold-hearted.
We won the tie. Yes, we didn't win the like competition, but again, you know, beating, you know, like a Lambeth team, that's a huge achievement. And again, hey, like my kind of managerial career at Wimbledon was, you know, manage one, play, you know, and won one. So it's 100%. So hey,
all right. I'll just leave this subject with one thing so he knows, yeah. Jesus. You are my bro, my friend, and we no longer play for the same side. Now that I know this, have this intel, if it so happens that we do come to head to head, just bear in mind I remembered what you told me about,
bro. Like
in the same way, I now remember this guy that did this after elbowing my eye. I don't forget things.
You can't let that go.
I don't forget things.
Oh dear. The
man come on your show and doing this, like, yeah, it was me, yeah.
Boy.
At least you're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? However, after the end of the game, I'll hug you, dust you off, and we go again. Just know it's what's on the pitch stays on the pitch.
I love that. So again, before we go to our next topic, please like and subscribe to the Amateur Football channel. Next topic is the London FA Vets final that's happening tomorrow at I have the flyer.
Is it Cray Valley?
is it Cray Valley? Let me take this off. Cray Valley, Middle Park Avenue, London, SE9 5HP. Charcoal versus is West Fulham. I mean, I've literally had 2 shows about this. So yeah, I'd kind of like to get your like brief review in terms of both teams, if you kind of know anything about it.
To be honest, with regard, obviously I've played against Charcoal, and I know a few of the players. I don't know any player from West Fulham, but so I'll start with them because it's really simple. They are the champions. They are the returning champions. So not only was last season not a fluke, they're showing that their pedigree is of a very high standard, and irrespective of what you or I or anyone else thinks will happen tomorrow, they are the favorites. You know what I'm saying? Because you've won it once and you're defending it tomorrow. So they are the favorites. And this is why people need to also understand when we talk about West Fulham being in a dead league, that doesn't mean they are dead. The two don't necessarily link. Like a lot of people would say PSG's league is dead, but you can't say PSG are dead. Yeah, they're bottlers, PSG, but doesn't mean their team is dead. So we have to put things into perspective.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question because again, you know, I've had a lot of DMs about this fixture, and I'm going to briefly talk about it. But do you think it's a South versus West thing? In terms
me
of
personally, it is. I mean, yes and no, and we're going to move on to a subject later to do with the Super Cup. I think it is in a sense that you got one league that's not really getting its just reward or its credibility because of the score lines. Even though they're doing well in cups, they're not getting the respect that they would feel they deserve. And then on the other side, a highly competitive division, 2 divisions in the Southern League. And obviously I've heard there's been also controversy where the finals being kept. It's all about South. So it's like one's not getting enough and one's getting too many almost. That's how it's coming across. And South London also is renowned for top quality talent. It's renowned for that. I'm not saying West London isn't renowned for, you know, top quality, but if you talk about South London, you in football context, you know them for having a lot of talent. Now, maybe I think South would be considered a bigger area than West London because it's South East and Southwest. So that could be a part to play, but we're definitely in a situation where the West London have more to prove on a reputation side than the South. You know what I'm saying? Like if South win, people say, well, we told you we're the best. So whereas West London, we have to say, hold on a minute, it's not just 2 teams out here. We're doing bits. But if we look at it, here's the kind of twist. If we look at it, last season, Charcoal played West Fulham. West Fulham won. And last week in a friendly, Jamrock played LSU A, and they won. So if we're going by results, forget who was outplaying who. If we're going by results, West London are 2-0 up, and the 3rd game is tomorrow because that was the best of West against the best of South.
No, you know what? Sorry, I've got to disagree with you there because Jamrock versus LSU A, that was a friendly. So again, you know, like we don't know. I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't know exactly the players that were fielded by either team. So
Mhm.
you know,
Right. All right.
literally, I don't think,
Okay.
yeah, that that's
Okay.
right to say.
So wait. Do you think a friendly is played as a friendly?
Like friendlies are not friendlies. However, you don't know the personnel that's
All right.
available.
But here's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, let's put it this way. I know that there were some players,
Mhm.
and again, it's a friendly that
Yep.
that like necessarily were not part of the LSU squad, and
That's fair
again,
enough.
so again, it's just one of those things. It's like
But
who
but these are still South-based players or
it's still
predominantly South-based
South-based
players.
players, 100%. But
Yeah.
again, like having a friendly and having a competitive final, even though you like play a friendly as if it's a competitive game, it's a different atmosphere. It's a kind of different
Yeah,
feeling.
but all right. You can only, even if it's not accurate, you can only go by the results that are put forward. Does a friendly result matter? Of course, it doesn't matter. Okay.
So friendlies don't
Yeah.
don't count.
Okay.
However, Jamrock did beat Catford in the London Cup, which is true.
Okay.
So
So
let's so literally let me kind of
so
give some kind of context over that. So Catford have
yeah. Go
two
on.
or three teams. So Catford have a team called Catford 2008 and Jamrock. And I made a prediction.
Hmm.
And again, I literally addressed this on my last show, I believe, where I predicted that Catford would beat Jamrock purely on the basis, and again, that was wrong of me because I know a
Yeah.
lot more about Catford,
Hmm.
and I know
Of course.
Independent at the time played Jamrock a couple of seasons ago and beat them. So
Okay.
there's a lot of things that I have to learn, and
Yeah.
and again, if we're talking about Jamrock, we're talking about West Fulham, we're talking
Hmm.
about West London Rams as well. But let's just talk about the London Ballers League. So
Hmm.
so yeah, that was a conversation that I had to say, look, like I can't make a prediction tomorrow's game because I still haven't seen West Fulham play, but
Okay.
they're top of their division at this present moment in time, I believe, and
Hmm.
they're in two cup finals, the
Hmm.
Surrey Cup and also
Yeah.
the London Cup. They've beat Manor to literally get to the Surrey Cup final, and Trinity, that are the current holders.
Hmm.
So that's the reason why, hey, like we have to talk about West Fulham right now, even though of
Hmm.
course there's probably some like players like Jamrock would say, well, we are current league champions and we could win the league. How come we're not in that conversation? Does that make
Hmm.
sense?
Hmm.
So yeah, literally I just had to kind of
Yeah, but
put in there.
see, my thing is about results. And just to clarify, if I was playing in, whether I'm playing a match in training, a friendly or a competitive match, I want to win it. I just want to win every match. So, and I just can't imagine a friendly where a guy, especially a West London side, is coming all the way down to South. I believe Jamrock came to South. Am I
It
right?
was Footscray, so that was, is that South? Is it, or is that
Yeah, I think that's
Bromley?
South.
Is that
That's
South?
yeah. Well, yeah, South.
Yeah, South. Yeah.
It's further away from them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't imagine them coming all that way and being happy. I can even think back in pre-seasons. I've gone matches and we lost. And yeah, you say yeah, we haven't lost anything, but we're upset because we don't want to lose any game. So my point is, if we can only go by results, then we have to put respect on West London's name, and they
Yeah.
have to be seen as the yardstick in London. I don't know about North. I don't know about East London, to be honest. So we're only talking about West versus South.
Well,
Um,
let's be honest. We're just talking about the teams that have progressed from the quarter, semis, and finals. So
yeah,
we can only
yeah.
talk about the teams that are in these kind of positions, and that's
Mm,
West Fulham
that's
and
it.
Charcoal.
This is it. So for me, I have to edge with West London's duo. Maybe not the collect. South London has most probably more competitive teams. Yeah, more teams that can do some work. But when West London get it right, they seem to get it really right. And on that basis, you've got to give them the slight head. What would actually be interesting is maybe for some South London teams to play these other teams that West Fulham and Jamrock have been beating up, because technically speaking, we're only saying that those teams are not up to it, or pants, using one of our eloquent gentleman's words, pants. We're only calling them pants because of what Jamrock and West Fulham are doing to these sides. But it would be interesting for maybe some South London sides to play some of these sides to actually see how pants, if pants at all, or is it a case of Jamrock and West Fulham are very good footballers. And if we also go by the fact that I don't know how many new recruits Charcoal got this season, but if we go by this season's squad and based on last season's, I know Charcoal got some new players in, so it's not quite accurate, but Charcoal are a very good side. They're a very talented side. So for West Fulham to have beaten them last season, they must have had some quality players, because I also think Charcoal is not just about their ability. It's a lot about their know-how, their football brain, because there's a football intelligence that a lot of footballers don't have. They're talented, but there's a reason they didn't go far, because they don't have that football intelligence. Charcoal, you can see, have that. They have that in abundance. Players that know how to win a game, know how to cheat. And I just on one of your guests last week, a Mr. Patterson, aka Marlon. When Independent played Charcoal, it was 1-0. Marlon was dallying on the ball, got robbed of the ball, and he dived on the floor, rolling around, screaming out, screaming. And I was like, and the referee bought it, and I was like, ref, we did. This guy ain't hurt. He lost the ball, and we got the ball because we were on an attack. And the referee gave them a free kick. That free kick then led to the goal. And then Marlon got up and said to me, yeah, I just got that assist there. I just got that assist. And I said, this crafty sod. Coming back to what I said, they know how to win games. So the fact that, I'm just going to read what Nell said.
Yeah,
Jamrock can play football. Oh, big up them, man, still. Yeah. So coming back to game intelligence, those are the things you have to do to win a game. Because if he hadn't done that, there would have been a counter attack, and they were short at the back. Then we were I think we were outnumbering them about 3-2 or something like that. There would have been a thingy. But the game intelligent won that game. So if West Fulham are beating a side with that kind of understanding of how to win a game, top side. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, Jamrock look like they're going to win the league. So, as Nell said, they've got to be a top side. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Listen, I mean, it's going to be a great game. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be filming. I have a special. Actually, I've not even mentioned it to you. I have a special host that's going to be there with me. And again, guys, please get down there and enjoy the atmosphere. It's going to be amazing. It's kind of great for Vets football, and these rivalries are really, really, really good.
Really?
Ashley's got a question. Does winning the cup mean you are the best team in London? If
we're going to get onto that,
win your domestic league, a topic of discussion I know has been happening in football in general. See, this is the thing. So, and it's something that you said before. So, and again, there's no shade, there's no disrespect to the London Ballers Vets League. But again, we are looking at two teams, Jamrock or West London, to actually win that league. So, whoever wins that league, it's bound to be those two. So I think, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, for those two teams, I'd say like the pinnacle, or literally like the kind of shining star, is winning one of the major cups, either the Nationals, the London Cup, or the Surrey Cup. For South, which again you like said, is very competitive, from probably even from Division 3 upwards, but definitely Division 2, Division One.
Mm-hmm.
I think winning like that league outright, like you've got to beat some really good teams. And you know, again, there's a kind of lot of managers, I believe, that would probably not play the strongest side in these in these competitions, and would just concentrate on the league. But if West Fulham have won the London Cup, they are the best team in London. Like it's facts. You know, even if they finished second or third in their league, you know, they won the London Cup. But again, it all and of course it depends on the teams that they get going leading into
Of course, the draw has a big part to play. And that's why we even spoke about transparency with draws, because you just don't know. You know, like I'm sure we've played.
Okay, well, you know, let me just stop you there. There's for like me, there's like no chance that the London FA have rigged any of the draws, because again, you know,
I'm not saying that, but
Jamal, and like he's got a lot of integrity, so literally things like that will not happen. The only thing I've said is like we have the technology now, and like we have the time. These draws should be live. So, but you know, there's like
Can I just say this to you? Can I just ask you a simple question? Would you say and assume that UEFA and FIFA have integrity?
Listen, you know what? There's a lot of money going through a lot of people. I think in like general, I think FIFA and UEFA have a bad name because of the minority. I think the majority of the people that work at the at UEFA and FIFA are legitimate people. It's just
of course,
you know. So literally, you know, as you know, a few people can literally spoil a brand or literally spoil a name.
All right,
but, you know, I think in general, you know, they are decent people.
All right, and I agree with you. By the way, it's just that we also know that within every association there are crafty people that will do a little favor. Like for example, where you've got an option of one or two different teams to get a buy because of maybe a team's pulled out, or maybe there's one team too many. And let's say you're affiliated to an area or a team, it's easy to say, all right, we'll give you that buy. Now, I'm not accusing the London FA of any foul play or anything like that. But to come on to Ashley's question, and I feel like I'm going to part answer it now, but also part answer it later, which you'll realize why I answer it later, is on paper, you have to call them the best in London. On paper, because you're playing the London Cup where all teams in London are, you know, get to play within reason. And you have to get wins. It's just wins. There's no draws in it. You have to get wins. And it's unlikely you're going to play every round an easy round. But the same thing could be said, for example, of a league. You're going to have some weaker sides. For this season in the second division, it was like Leone Stars. They were the weakest side. Maybe they had issues, but nevertheless, for example, Santos, that's where they got their goal difference from, because they smashed them. Not saying every team smashed Leone Stars, but that's where they got their goal difference from. So technically speaking, that's no different to having.
Wait, hold on. But like the league didn't go down to goal difference.
So no. Hear what I'm saying. All right, because you're missing my point. All right. First of all, the pressure was on Independent to beat Santos because they couldn't draw it. They had to win it. Yeah. So if their goal difference was the same, it's a different game. Or if it's a potentially different game. The best team won. Listen with me, because you seem to lack.
I'm actually listening.
Yeah.
I'm actually listening.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So based on when you've got chips in your hand, yeah, the pressure is transferred over to the other side. Now the other side have to do something they've most probably not had to do, or you're fighting a war. It's like, for example, if Cray had won all their games, they would have got promoted from that penultimate game, yeah, that Independent and Santos had Cray. But the pressure of having to win every single game takes its toll. It just happens. It's football. So likewise, the pressure of trying to recoup, not recouping those goals, and then trying to, now you're this team don't have to chase us. We have to chase them, because they're the yardstick. Do you understand?
Okay.
So anyway,
but we kind of digress.
The best team won. So we're not even going into that. That's not what they were going into. But the point I'm making is, in the same sense, in a cup where you may have a weak opposition and you get through and you say, well, you're champions. Are you the best in London when you beat this blah 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 team? But we could make the case for in the league where you may have beaten a side 5, 6, 7, and so on, 0. So in other words, in any season, you're going to play tough teams and softer teams. So what I'm trying to say is, there's a case we could turn around and say no, they're not, because it depends on your cup draw. But then we could say, but the league is the same thing as well. You get weak games, you get strong games. So that was the point I was making. On paper, I would say that they have to be called the best team in London. But I think the reason why Ash is asking this question is because you can get to the final playing some soft opposition, to then call yourself the best in London. You know what I'm saying? But I guess another argument to that is all those likely opponents or opposition that would be considered very good, why didn't they get to the final? That's the other argument. So to cut it short, they have to be the best side in London because they got to the London final where everyone was in the same comp.
Yeah. And just one more point before we move on to the next topic is, it's like the elite level, the Champions League. Liverpool have won the Champions League and like they finished 4th, but like everyone say that Liverpool are the best team in Europe, or like or actually if it's the club championship, like quote unquote the best team in the world, just because one team won it here, in South America or whatever, and then one team wins in Europe. That team is the best in the world. But us as fans, as Liverpool or Chelsea or United, like we'll say, we are the best team in the world because we've played the quote unquote the best team in the world, then we are, and no one can really say anything. So I don't know why the conversation would be different from elite to grassroots. West Fulham are the best team in London. It's as simple as that.
Okay. Yeah.
So moving on to the next topic, and again, thank you to everyone that's tuning in. And again, this kind of nicely, it's a nice little segue. Is having a vet Super Cup or a vet Super League a good thing? Shugs,
okay.
Do you want to tie off?
Okay. All right. Coming back to Ashley's question. Like you said, it's a good segue because I'm going to give the short answer. Is it a good thing? Yes. But there are pros and cons for this proposal or suggestion or idea. I think it's a good way because we're talking about a London Cup and people saying they're the best in London. But the reality is, the only true way you can really know if someone is the best is if everyone plays everyone. So if there's a criteria where you can create the best of all the areas in a league, and that would have to be something that would have to be figured out by the clubs and obviously the other cups leagues that they're in, I think it's workable. I would personally do something where you just don't once, if you're in the top divisions, you just don't compete in a certain cup and you play a Super League, because we have to also remember, although the Euro Super League was a bit naughty and it was a lot financial based, the idea is good in the sense that you want a platform where the best of the best play everyone, because there's no point Liverpool saying they're the best, or well, you can say it. Liverpool can say they're the best in the Champions League and have played pretty much not great opposition. You know what I'm saying? And I think there was a year when Porto won it, and I think they played, was it Marseille or Monaco? Monaco in the final? It was Monaco.
Mm.
It was Monaco. I think Morientes was playing for Monaco, if I'm right. And I think it's gone down as history as one of the worst finals, because of the quality of players that were on show. Even those, to say that, some of the players went to become Chelsea legends and all that. Carvalho, I can't remember some of the players, but I think Deco was in that side. I'm not sure. He might have been in that side.
You are digressing from the question, man. Jesus
No.
Christ.
No. It's relevant. It's relevant. It's relevant. No, all right. No, because I'm trying to give you an example of, you had Porto, champions of Europe, the best in Europe, and we barely remember their players. So the idea of a Euro Super Cup is to have all these great names with all these great players in a cup playing against each other, so you can really say who the best in Europe is. The only issue with that is, if you're just picking a team based on its name rather than its current achievements, that's where it becomes a bit dodgy. Now, in the professional game, because it's all about money, they will go with people like AC Milan's and Tottenham's, who have not really won any top trophies of recent, and because of their stature in football, but they're not winning. Where this one is different is the teams would be picked based on what they're doing now. And you want the champions of the champions playing each other and competing over, each home and away. Then you can turn around and West Fulham's, the Jamrocks, can turn around and say, you know what, we played everyone and we came out on top. So we are the best. I think what might cause an issue is obviously the time scale, being able to find slots within the football calendar. Even though I think a lot of the leagues have small divisions, so I think you could fit it in. I think some teams enter too many cups, so you could eliminate a cup or two. I don't know how that works. That's not for me to answer. I think also traveling could actually be an issue, in the sense that, we already have a problem here where West Fulham are talking about setting off the day before to get down to a final tomorrow. I know it's banter, but nevertheless, it becomes a problem. People's availabilities become less, because maybe you've got a two-hour window with your family. You know what I'm saying? Now you're having to travel way down to, you know what I'm saying? That's where it becomes a bit more problematic, and you might find some teams can't field a full 11 because of that.
Well, okay, which is a valid point, and actually, in terms of the whole venue of the London Cup, I know that we've moved away from that. Yeah, London FA, Jamal, you was wrong. So I'm actually glad that you admitted that, because that's a home game for like charcoal, which is fair enough. But yeah, London FA, Jamal, you was wrong. But like regarding this Super Cup, it's not if, it's when. Like it's gonna happen. Okay. If it's a Super Cup or like a Super League, and literally, and again to really keep it as short as possible. Knowledge is power. Knowledge,
Yep.
you know, in a net, you know, 15, 20 years ago, we didn't know about how to set up a league or literally what it takes logistically to can literally get things done. Now with social media, now with platforms like this and kind of platforms like You're Fresh and platforms like Roots and you know, literally now people filming their games like LSU, with Catford, with Independent, with Charcoal, you know, now we have the knowledge in terms of, okay, we can now set up something ourselves. And again, this is I'm not going to say a warning. It's a wake up call now for every single league, you know, from like vets all the way down. But we're going to talk about vets. This is a warning, not a warning, but it's a wake up call to like the vets league and say, you know what, these teams are now taking ownership of their clubs and their platforms, and now they can create content and let you bring it together and let you build something new, because together we grow. And literally, if like people quote unquote at the top are not helping the teams and the clubs, then we will be suppressed in a certain way, and literally we can't argue and you know, literally we can't get things done. But together as a collective, if teams really want to do it, and again, I don't know who will organize it or will kind of get things done, but trust me, like I know there's going to be influencers that, you know, as in people like myself that would be interested in kind of getting involved if you know, literally if it was correct. There's going to be teams that will literally want to create a super cup, and again, like the best teams all around London. And again, you know, hey, like if people do not want to join, they don't have to join. If teams can't field out a team, then that's their prerogative. Like they shouldn't have joined the league. But again, you know, you have to start from somewhere. You have to start from somewhere. And I think now, like the more success, like the vets are getting, because again, you know, it's a kind of hotbed of like new ideas and like new processes now, and you know, and again, people are not afraid to like voice their opinions on like certain platforms, and again, doing it respectfully. These teams are only going to grow and grow and grow, and then they'll be looking at their leagues and league committees and say, what are you doing for us now, rather than what you are doing, you know, like it's like gonna become that. And trust me, it's not if, it's when. It's like yes, it's not if, it's when. And again, you know, I think there'll be like a lot of teams that'll be very interested in kind of hearing an idea of a kind of super Champions League vets. And again, even if it's well, hey, you know, I'm not gonna say if it's out of season or like whatnot, but it can be done. And yeah, you know what? It will upset a lot of people, 100%. But if you don't move the needle, then you're not going to hear the music, right?
I agree with that. Amen.
So yeah, that's kind of my like take on it.
Yeah, I mean, just another thing to add. First of all, how do you know how long the West London League has been running?
So I know that West Fulham have been running for 3 years, and 2 of those years were COVID affected. I think Jamrock as well, like the same. So when West Fulham won the London Cup, that was their first full season.
Okay. So but what I was asking is that what the league itself.
You know what? I wouldn't even want to even state what do I call it now? A number, but I'm sure Conway, who listens to the show, will literally let me know. Let me just see if he's text me, because like I know like he likes to text me. But I mean, again, you know, it's still quite a new league, and you know, so when you can break it down in terms of the teams that are in the finals now, like they've got less than 5 years experience between them. Within like the league, you know, within like the vet scene. So you know, this that could be a rivalry that, you know, could be a couple of years. But again, we'll like other teams now like come in because again, other teams are gonna get better players. And again, this is literally what the competition needs. You know, like we don't need one. Sorry.
And that is the point I was getting at. I thought this league might be quite new, and that's why we're getting big results, because to build something, you have to start somewhere. And sometimes you're going to have to mix the good with the not so good. So,
yeah, well, something that I know is that they had to combine Division 1 with Division 2 because of teams availability. So yeah, there's probably some teams in there that are probably not Div 1 standard.
Yeah. So this is my point, that it's quite a new league, and I think with the success of these two teams, and then if you move into a Super League, I think that will make a lot more West London-based ballers dust off their boots. Because I've got family in West. I'm sure you have too, and who, you know, they play ball now.
So what happened to you then?
I'm not West London based.
No, but you said that you got family that can play ball. So I said, what happened to you?
Okay, well, ask your players that you targeted me against in Wimbledon Town.
You're still going back to that.
Yeah, that's it. We're just gonna throw that out there. But yeah, yeah. So if they're having a Super League, that's gonna encourage the West London-based vets to say, hold on a minute, let's dust off our boots. They all can't join Jamrock and West Fulham, so these other teams are going to get padded out. You know what I'm saying? So I actually think, as a consequence of a Super League, it will actually sprinkle down to other teams to pad them out, because how many players can you play? You know what I mean? Like, really, if you want a good game of football, you want a squad of maybe 16, pushing 17. Anything bigger than that on a match day, you're excess to requirements. So if you're constantly excess to requirements, but you can play ball, you got to look for another team. So there's a lot of other teams where I think they're going to grow from this. In South as well as West, I think the whole idea that your career is not over when you get to over 35 is quite inspiring, especially, as I said, people like myself who put on more weight. And these kind of things seem like nothing, but they can affect your confidence. You know, they can affect how you conduct yourself in a social setting, because you start to see changes in your body due to age, due to lifestyle change. So the idea of having these leagues that are highly competitive, highly publicized through social medias, and you know, everything's being filmed now. You know what I mean? Like when I was younger, nothing was filmed, or the odd thing was filmed. But now everything is filmed. Everyone's got something on their phone, because you know, you can go live on Instagram on your phone, so you can film a game live on YouTube, Instagram, all these things. So the idea of having something that's raising the bar, I think it definitely will draw more players back into football, ex-pros included. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there was a time where ex-pros are like, you know what, I'm done now. I've done it all my life. But this is like a new challenge. You know what I mean? Like, wow, I think I want to play on. I think I want to do bit. All those semi-pros that didn't make it as pros, they're like, yo, I want to get involved. I want to show what I could have done, what I should have shown when I was younger. So I definitely think it's a great pull for the game, and there'll be more pros than cons. So yeah, it's definitely, like you said, it's coming. So it's definitely going to happen, but we just got to make sure it's done right, and then at least the bragging rights can be really conclusive. No one can't say, if you're playing the best, they can't say you're not the best if you're winning.
Sure. So let's go on to the final topic, season 2022/23. What are your plans next season?
Sure. All right. Because this show's already gone over time, I'm going to keep my plans really brief, really short, so you may not even understand it. But right now, since the season's been stopped.
Oh, wait, hold on. So, like, just because the show's gone over, you want to make this part short?
Yeah, I tell you why I want to make it short, because you always want people hungry. You don't give them till their belly bust. You give them enough so they'll come back for another day. You'll learn that one day when you get older and wiser.
Well,
Anyway.
I mean, but again, like if you're saying about putting on weight,
First
like
of all, are you fit? Are you fit?
Literally, you're not learning though, innit?
No, I'm learning.
No,
Oh,
no,
I'm
no,
learning.
no. Literally, you're not learning because you like said that your belly's bust. So like,
No,
like
no,
you've
I'm
got
saying
a
your
reason
belly's
to-
bust. I said don't
me.
feed people belly bust. I'm telling you, don't feed people till their belly bust. Yeah, my belly no bust. But all right. So 2022 to 2023. Right now, I haven't stopped playing football. I play on Sundays right now. For
For
Mayfair. For Mayfair, good team. A nice mixture of semi-pro players, some good ballers up in there, and yeah, man, very competitive. I won't go into how I came to join them, but you know, good lads, good lads. And it's definitely a good way for me to keep ticking over. I'm also doing a lot of refereeing with kids football. And that's also good. Like I like to help the kids. Like sometimes you see them playing and you want to tell them something, but I know me telling them something could help them beat the opposition. So I normally might give them a review at the end of the game or say, look, you got to work on this, blah, blah, blah. And it's really good because they really get stuck in, and some of them are really passionate. It's a bit upsetting at times because some of them have learnt things from adults, swearing, bad losers, and all. You can see it. And then you see someone shouting on the sideline and thinking, that's not the way to be talking in front of kids. It's actually bordering child abuse. Like I saw a guy the other day, he's the manager, and at the end of the game, I mean, these guys, you know, they're about 14, 15, but every other word was an F word, and he's just swearing at them at the end. And I was like, I felt like going over there and say, conduct yourself with a bit more class, because what we teach them today is what they become tomorrow. So be careful what you teach them today. You know what I mean? Like there was yesterday a shooting in Brixton, and I heard that it was youngsters, and they learn this behavior. They don't just develop these attributes; they learn these behaviors, how to react to certain things. So, like for example, if a kid sees a grown man that's respectful to a referee and accept a referee's decision, they're learning that's the way to be. If they see the opposite behavior, that's what they start doing, and you see them starting to do that. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of that. I'll be involved in a competition on a refereeing capacity. I'll give you more details in due course, but basically it's a memorial for a friend and a footballer that passed away a few years ago, Oliver. And it's about fair play. It's about good humored sportsmanship, because these are the attributes that he was the only guy that no matter how much he got kicked down, no matter how much injustice, he was positive and he just smiled and he got on and he could play football. So they've made a competition that's been going for about a few years now, and I've been with the competition. I've been with it for about 3 years now, and that will be coming out. And they're gonna have they're proposing to have women's football, obviously men's football, kids football, and there'll be like a fun day, like bouncy castle for families. So we're going to give you more information on that in due course, but that's coming up real soon in the summer. So I'll be a part of that on a refereeing in a refereeing capacity. I think it's 7-a-side. I might be, don't quote me on that. I think it's 7-a-side, very competitive, good day out, jerk chicken, drinks, food, you know what I mean? The lots. And that will be in Southeast. As I said, I'll pass when closer to time, I'll pass that details on. Really for me, it's about getting on my push bike, getting fit, doing some running, and then just seeing what's best for me. That's it. What about yourself?
Honestly and truthfully, I haven't kicked a competitive ball since the last game of the season with Independent. So I have to at least do some sort of ball work. I've been doing kind of my kind of fitness stuff, weights and like kind of body weight stuff. But yeah, I mean, again, like I know that you was saying to Reese, are you fit? And literally, I know I avoided the question. I am not fit. I'm not fit. So yeah, I'm just at this present moment in time, funny enough, like this is like the busiest period from this is busy. Just not even just creating content. I've got content that I've got to get out. I've got content that I've been, paid for. And cup finals that I know that are coming in the next couple of weeks, that I've been, paid for, and literally they literally want me to kind of come down and actually get everything done. So I just want to try and get May out of the way. On a kind of personal level, yes, and again, thank you to like all of the teams that have kind of DM me regarding coming down to preseason training or literally want me to like join like their team. I'm again, I've got a few ideas. But literally,
how many offers have you had?
1, 2, 3, 4, including Sunday?
Go for it.
Including Sunday?
Yeah.
Seven.
Highly sought after.
7.
That's good, man.
7.
Good to be.
No, I think
it's wanted, right?
I think it's because I say I'm the best grassroots centre back, so they would actually want to see
that.
it.
Trust me, nothing to do with that. It's absolutely nothing to do with that. That's not what's winning you the admirers. It's actually, and I'm going to give you a compliment here. It's actually because you're a good defender. You have attributes that hard to find. You know what I'm saying? Especially the older you get, it's hard to find. But it's just really for you to be confident and know that you are who you say you are. You say you speak a good game on here, but it's not about what we say on here when it comes to actually playing. I can boost up myself here and talk the perfect game. I can analyze people's games, what they did wrong. I can analyze what I did wrong. But I can analyze till the cows come home. I have to perform on the pitch.
Yeah.
So definitely with yourself, you have the attributes to succeed. And in my opinion, play in any of these teams, bar none. Yeah, you have the attributes.
Yeah.
But you have to believe. Yeah, you have to believe in yourself, and then commit yourself to those teams. Obviously, adjustment, because each team plays differently. Each team will probably utilize you differently. But at the same time, you have to show them your identity. How people normally, any football team develop themselves is you showing what you do will make them naturally adjust to make sure you're compensated, your ability is fulfilled. But if you do the minimum and produce mediocre, then they'll say, no, you have to play this way or get out, without actually saying those words. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I would say for you as well, you need to maybe start kicking now.
I know, like, I feel, funny enough, after like this conversation, I feel I have to start doing something with a football. It's one of the things, because hey, and again, of course, with the like the channel's growing, day by day, or by show by show. So of course, like that's gonna take a lot of commitment and like a lot of support and whatnot. But again, I'm I'm in a very blessed position. And again we've spoken, and literally I was kind of spoken to like other people as well, and yeah, again, like, it's kind of all good. Hey, and this is kind of not even just advice that for like myself, but for other people, like, they like, it's all good getting weights and doing kettlebell stuff and like doing your body weights, cool. But again, like, you've got to get out there, you've got to get like a touch of the ball, you've got to start walking, power walking, running. And again, like, when I say running, not like 5-10K, of course that helps, but just kind of try and do drills that's really for your position, because again, I think the match fitness and the match sharpness will actually come once you're kind of in a game. But again, that's kind of something that I just have to do. Someone mentioned to me doing interval rowing, which I have to start doing. So literally, shout out to that particular individual. So literally, that's kind of something that I will be kind of doing a lot more. But yeah, I kind of want to make sure that I at least hit the ground with some sort of momentum, even though it's going to be hard. And again, just surroundings and environments and whatnot. And again, I've kind of learned a lot in my journey. It's a kind of very interesting time. But hey, I'm literally enjoying doing like the content and producing the content and editing. And again, there's just so much stuff that's going to be coming out that it's just been amazing. So yeah, 2022, 2023 is going to be a big year, a big season for everyone, for yourself, every team in the Southern Vets League, every team in like, other like leagues as well. And again, we've been very lucky to at least completed a season as well. So again, long may it continue. We want to create a lot more teams, a lot more dialogue, a lot more conversations, not with just players and clubs, but with committee members and chairmen and women. Again, these are the places where we have to have these type of conversations. So again, long may it continue. Long may it continue. And again, before we go, let me just go over a few things that are happening again over the weekend. London Vets Cup final, Charcoal versus West Fulham. Cray Valley FC, Middle Park Avenue, London, SE9 5HP. And then on the 21st, Glebe and Catford are playing in the League Cup final. Kickoff is at 3 p.m. Crofton County Club, SE12 8HF, Catford from Division 2, Glebe from Division 1. And then we have like a fun day. London Vets Ballers, Sunday the 19th of June, family fun day. Kind of go there. There's literally going to be, bouncy castles, football, face painting, music. So again, if you're kind of free on the 19th of June, please go and kind of check that out. And again, all of this information I'll be circulating on the Amateur Football Story Carousel. Shugs, are you going to mention what you're looking to do, or sorry, I've kind of put you in a bit of a...
No. We can hold on that for now.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay. Well, I'm gonna say that Shugs has got some got some exciting news coming up in the next couple of weeks, which I'm looking forward to like being a small part of. But I mean, again, if you kind of like Shugs' kind of conversation and his kind of statements, then you are literally going to love what is coming out in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't want to talk about the elite side of the game because again, this is literally not the show for that. One thing I'm going to say, again, watch out for the show this week, Sunday. It's probably going to be a review of the of the Saturday final with Charcoal, and West Fulham. So it's probably going to be a vet show again. But please tune in 8 until 9:30. Probably could be a bit longer. And yeah, and just to remember as well that I'm the second best content creator in the UK. What's so funny?
It's a lovely picture.
I
It's
know.
a lovely picture.
100%,
You look slimmer there, though. You look slimmer there. What happened?
Bro.
You had too much jollof, yeah?
You know what? Like when funny enough, there was a shirt that I put on a few days ago. And I'm like, raw, this didn't fit like this before. So yeah. But I mean, again, like maybe because I'm bulking up a little bit too much. But
I don't know. I don't think it's bulking up.
Bro,
that's the problem.
I got
carbs.
Weights. I got weights here. Shall I show you? Shall I show you like my weights?
Yeah, go on. If you can lift it. What's this guy about, man?
So, oh Jesus Christ! So,
bro, don't do yourself no damage.
So, okay, I've got these like dumbbells.
Yeah.
I've got a 16 kg kettlebell.
Yeah.
And then I've got my ankle weights.
Well, you need to go out and run, yo.
And then I've got my boxing weights.
Okay. That's all right.
Yeah. So and then I got a skipping rope. So yeah, so literally, bro, like I'm active.
Going on.
Bro, listen, like I'm saying, like I'm active, but like sometimes, you can't put on too much bulk. Like people figure, oh, I'm gonna get fit, so I'm gonna do the weights. Weights don't really get you fit.
No, they don't. They don't.
So literally, that's probably why the shirt probably sat on me a little bit more snug than normal. But you know what, like the people like it though, especially out in the sunshine. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking good. I'm looking fresh.
So basically, you're doing what you're doing for people.
No, I'm doing it for myself. And if people...
Your first preference was people. People think I look good.
But I feel good. And if people see me smiling, then I'm resonating my goodness on them.
You know, this is all telling me. This is all telling me about your football career. I'm learning a lot about your football career here.
Listen, you know what? And again, Marlon, I'm actually glad that when we had that conversation in terms of how we met, because again, I just want to tell people we beat Lambeth All Stars Reserve 4-0, 4-0. And yeah,
never again.
Yeah, and
never again.
I didn't know like Marlon, but we
could I just throw this out there?
Remember,
can I just throw this out there?
Remember, it was 4-0. It was 4-0.
Can I just throw this out there? Can I just throw this out there?
It was 4-0.
You want me to organize a friendly? I'll assemble every Lambeth related, and I'll do predominantly vets. So not none of this first team rubbish.
No, because I've got other things that I'm doing.
You don't want to smoke.
So you just hold that L and you take that. L to heart. Exactly how you was how you was describing it. You got hacked down and like you felt it. Good. I'm glad you felt it. I'm glad you felt that pain. So you take that L.
All I'm gonna say to you is just let me know which team you join, yeah?
Listen, again, you're small cheese for me, man. Like you're, you know what I'm saying? So
I love this sport. I love this game. I love this game. And by the way, people, this is what is called banter. That's what I'm gonna say. There was nothing offensive. It's all love. Two brothers that really just want to go round for round. Don't get me wrong. If we play against each other,
bro, it's on.
We don't like each other.
100%.
You will.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, if I've got to take you out for you not to score and like we're 1-0 up, I'm taking you out.
Yeah, that's good. And likewise, if I have to then drive you to A&E after the match,
bro,
I will.
I know.
I'll be there.
Yeah, bro,
you'll be crying because I know you like to do that. You'll be crying. I know you like to do that. I don't really cry. You know what I'm saying? I might moan, but I don't really cry. You be crying, but I'll be like, don't worry, man. You'll be back in 6 weeks' time.
Listen,
I'll be all that, man.
listen. The only thing I can say is just like don't wear AstroTurfs or like plimsolls, please.
That I agree with. If it's free,
like,
if it's free G, I'm wearing Astros.
No,
just not on the grass.
Just like don't wear no plimsolls, no sandals.
I don't wear plimsolls, player.
Bro.
I definitely don't wear sandals. I leave that to you, player.
Bro. Listen, I'm just saying, like how certain man was moving, look like.
Oh, that's it. Don't worry.
It's cool.
I'm gonna be like Ali. I'm gonna be like Ali that day. I'm gonna be dancing like a butterfly, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Oh,
man, let's end the show. End the show. Man, I'm the host, right? I'm the show. Probably the best. Check this out. I'm probably the best centre back who's not a centre back in the game. My name is Shugsy, and his name is Tabrice, the second best. We're out.